Hey everybody, we back again. All right, I'm Spencer.
I was supposed to say we back and we live. I'm sorry.
Yeah, and you can't even say anything now. I have to censor myself, so I'm gonna censor everything. I'm just gonna shut up. I'm just gonna
be
not
like
talk.
Colin.
Gee, great, love it.
Okay.
All right, I'm Spencer. Of course, we have our licensed clinical therapist, Nazir, and today, stop pointing at yourself. And today we have a special guest. It is Vic. She is our licensed clinical therapist as well. Hello, Vic.
Hey.
Welcome.
We
Thanks for having me back.
love women on the podcast because they never come around us in real life.
Yeah, well, speak for yourself, homie. And this is the Different Spectrums podcast. We talk about movies, shows, mental health, and all the aspects around them. We also have some laughs, so don't take us too seriously. And don't forget to run up those likes. We'd really appreciate it. Tongue's not working today. All right, so today we are going to be taking a look at the movie Bad Guys on Netflix.
I'm a bad boy.
Are you? Yeah.
Yep.
I was like that,
All
boy.
right.
Throwing up.
Jesus Christ. All right. So this movie's all about some thieves, one in particular, the wolf, who goes from being bad but wanting to be good, and it's his little struggle on becoming good. We're taking a look at a scene where there's a guinea pig and he's trying to teach all the bad guys how to be good. That's about it. Yeah, I know. It's no characters, just animals, guinea pigs, snake, shark, all that fun stuff. So we're going to be taking a look at good and evil. Children, apparently. I don't know how that fit into here, but we're going to do it anyways. We're going to do it. We're going to do it. Nazir, anything? And actually, before we get into that, check out our merch at our website. I'm wearing it right now. There's
a shirt with a thing.
Yeah.
And a cloud.
Hoodie, but good job. Yeah, nice.
Cloud.
Good night.
Yep. Doctor, can't even figure out a t-shirt and a hoodie. It's fine. Nazir, anything before we get into the clip?
Well, let me tell you something.
Can't do that anymore.
I know. Jesus. No.
I'm taking away everything that you can do.
I know, pretty much. I can't even do anything. I'm just gonna be quiet now. It's really excited to do this. I thought it was an extremely funny video. Someone brought up it kind of reminds them of Zootopia, just kind of a different version. So there's tons of different things that we can look at: good, bad, evil. We can look at racism, gender differences. We can look at poor folks. I'm excited to talk about it. Like Spence said, go check out the merch and remember to please hit subscribe. Down in the corner of your loins.
You just can't resist. It's just you.
I'm sorry. Yep. Let's get into the scene.
He's like, hey guys, we gotta clean it up in here. All right. Loins. First 5 minutes. Idiot.
Whoop whoop.
Jesus.
No whoop whoops?
Fired.
No whoop whoop?
Just get to the clip, motherfucker.
Oh my God.
Damn.
Fuck you guys.
Damn.
Oh, I'm gonna sit here and wait for my whoop whoop.
No, you're not getting it.
Piece of shit.
Oh, goody.
Wow. Big and fancy.
Rolla's got taste. Okay. Huh? Almost makes me want to be cute.
They say experience is the best teacher, and they are wrong. I am. Good morning, students of goodness, and welcome to the first day of the rest of your best life.
A giant butt!
Huh? It's not a butt. It's a lamp in the shape of the Love Crater meteorite. My greatest...
I wonder whose butt it is.
Once again, it's not a butt. Thank you. It's a heart. Now, as I was
Then
saying...
why does it have cheeks? What? I've never seen a heart with cheeks.
It's not a... It's not a butt! It's not a butt!
Does he know what a butt is?
As I was saying, on the outside, the five of you are villains, predators, remorseless sociopaths.
Oh, stop. You're making me blush.
But inside there's a flower, the flower of goodness. And when it blooms and you feel that tingle of positivity radiating through your body, you're going to want to feel it all the time.
So we're going for a tingle?
Not any tingle, the tingle of goodness, which you'll feel in my state-of-the-art sharing laboratory. Okay, Mr. Snake, I'm going to give you a push pop.
Great. Push pop just for me.
No, to share.
Why?
Well, on a fundamental level, it's about putting someone else's needs ahead of your own.
Oh, no. No way.
Snake.
All right. This is gonna taste extra sweet, because I know how bad you want it. Pop me, please. Nope. Sucker. That's it. I'll teach you to share. I like sharing. It's yummy.
Totally worth it.
Well, that's terrifying. Let's try something simpler. A good person always pays attention to the needs of others. Now, here's a kindly, frail grandma. Mr. Piranha, help Grandma across the street.
Sure. I'll do this all the time. Here you go, ma'am.
Oh, he is totally gonna blow it.
What was that? What do you say? You think I can't do this?
Maybe simpler?
Hey, look, it's a cat stuck in a tree.
It doesn't get much simpler than that. Now, what in this scenario would give you that good tingle?
Eating it? This is why I always carry 2 pieces of bread with me.
No, I want you to
Smack it. Skin it. Stab it.
Saute.
Sing to it?
save it. I want you to set this up. It's so obvious. I want you to save it.
Oh, right. Whoa, that cat is obviously defective.
What is wrong with you? You're gonna give it a heart attack. I'll handle this.
What's up, Papa?
What are you doing? Okay, what, may I ask, are you good at?
Stealing stuff?
Oh, yeah, we're great at that. Robbery,
Larceny.
Wire fraud?
extortion,
Tax evasion.
heist.
Mail
Wait.
fraud.
Heists, you say?
Well, that's kind of our specialty.
I might just have an idea.
All right, and we are back. Yep. We also, before we get into the clip, once again, subscribe down below. We really appreciate it. Do it. So just watch the scene from The Bad Guys. So characters in this movie are spider, piranha, wolf, snake, shark, and guinea pig. And then there's a fox in there. Yeah, all about them about these thieves, and the wolf finally wants to try and change himself because he had a moment where he helped an old lady out and he felt good. So he's like, I kind of want to keep doing that. Maybe I'll turn good and this guinea pig will help us. So he actually lied to the rest of his group and said that yeah, we're just trying to get out of going to jail, and we can just act like we're being good instead. That creates a lot of tension throughout the movie with Wolf and Snake, because Wolf actually is trying to be good and Snake is kind of like, why are you changing up on me all of a sudden? Why would you do that? And so, but then also we find out that the guinea pig is actually the bad guy. Surprise, surprise. It's the well-dressed rich guinea pig. Oh, I knew it as soon as I saw him. I was like, oh, I've seen this story before.
Yep. Never trust a white man.
Yep, just go out and say that. Yep. Jesus Christ. So it's the wolf trying to be good. That's pretty much the moral of the story. And all the bad guys, or bad guys, I put quotations on that, are like what we perceive as bad guys. So like a piranha, or at least dangerous, shark, piranha, snake, wolf, spider, all that stuff. So it's very interesting to see how we go from these characters / animals that we deem as like bad, but we kind of think of it's just like their nature to be bad. And so maybe we can relate that to people, and how some people may be deemed as bad right away from the start. Yes, quotations, bad, from the start, but really they have good in them like everybody else. All right. So, Vic, what'd you think of the clip before we get into everything?
So I thought it's the names are funny. So how, they were just so creative. Like, let's just keep it simple. Snake, wolf, guinea pig. I thought that was funny when I first watched the movie. Initially, what I was thinking was, what came to mind was like kids saying things without a filter. Like part of the clip, if you go back, it might have been the snake, I think. But when I think about my kids, like my oldest, who's 6, and she, maybe when she was like 3 or 4, and we go to a grocery store and someone has a physical disability, and maybe she might be staring too long, or mommy, what's wrong with that person type thing. A good story, she had an umbilical hernia, and I took her to a swim party, a children's swim party, and this kid was like, mommy, what's wrong with her tummy? Because she had her hernia stuck out like this much, like over 2 inches. So the mom was like trying to like shush and like pop the kid, and I'm like, no, like don't do that, like she's different. Obviously, she looks different. Like, that doesn't look normal, right? Not to him. So I thought of that, kids in their innocence, like saying things without knowing how that might affect the other person. This is like a good teaching moment, a good movie to show for other kids who might be struggling. So, yeah, it kind of made me think about that. I had a dig for that one. Like, how can I make this relatable to my kids? And
yeah. I know you're teaching them kids something. From what I heard, they're little troublemakers.
The 1-year-old, man, she is feisty. Like, just brave, like climbing all over type of stuff and touching outlets that are covered. I'm like, nope, for me, and I'm like, wait, who's the mom here? That. And then she looks at me like, I'm gonna touch it again. I don't care about you touching.
Well,
I'm like,
wow.
Yeah,
we know it's gonna need therapy in a couple of years. Jesus Christ.
But she runs the place practically, She runs the place. And she
There
walks
you go.
around her. She's a little gangster.
Jesus. Well, hopefully she doesn't turn into like Wednesday Addams and like try to get her sister to touch the socket.
Yeah. Just like, do it, Pugsley. Like,
Yeah,
Jesus.
do it, Pugsley.
The governor, she's like, all right, Amaya, don't do that. And Maya looks at her like, who are you talking to? And I'm just like, my goodness. Starting already? The 6-year-old, 1-year-old that got out of her room already. I'm just like, it begins already.
Yep.
Yeah. Fun times in that household. All right, Naz, what do you think of the scene, and why did you pick it? Why did you pick this scene? I want to know.
Well,
can't do that anymore.
I know. But one, the show is just hilarious. There's so many good parts to it. I feel like there's a lot of good education on, what it is to feel like you're a piece of shit. And since people keep telling you you're a piece of shit, then you're like, oh, maybe they're right. Because if all these people keep telling me I'm dumb or ugly or fat or a thug, or mean or evil or stupid, can't learn, can't get right. So if people keep telling you that, then it must be true. Must be true. And so I thought it's kind of cool to immediately see Wolf wag his tail with the old lady, then again look back at it. And he looks back at it, right, and he sees he's looking for his tail to see if it wags. And I'm just like, look at him. Who's a good boy? That's why I chose it. It is a wonderful story arc about someone that's grown up kind of shady, wants to be recognized, finds a way to get attention, so he turns bad, and then finds a way to actually get admiration instead of attention, turns good. So it's a good story also like about redemption. Me and you, we did a story on Bad Batch, probably when this comes out a couple weeks ago, on Crosshair in the redemption arc of him, right, fighting for his brothers, his fellow clones. Another good story about redemption. Doesn't matter kind of what you've done. Well, it matters. Yeah. Because you can't fuck up too bad. But also you can come back and like make amends. That's why I chose it. This specific scene is funny because that's why I'm a therapist. So I'm in there teaching and helping people grow and be better humans. And don't do that, do this. Don't say that, do this. You know, then when they actually want advice, I don't give them the advice because I'm not supposed to. But when they don't want the advice, that's when I give them the advice.
All right.
Vic's like, what the hell of therapy do you give? I keep them confused that way to keep coming back.
It all makes sense. Like, as you're talking, I'm like multitasking my brain, and it made me think of when I worked at the jail. Like, I met murderers and rapists and drug dealers, all the above. And, you know, a lot of these people are thinking like, oh, she's just judging me like everyone else. And it's like, well, no, you're here for a reason, but it's not to judge you. But while you're here, let's take this opportunity to learn something. Those for you who will get back out into civilian life, what can we learn while being here now? Because this is a correctional facility. So you're here to learn and correct your behavior so that you can be amongst the people again. So that's kind of what I was thinking of in the context of bad guys.
Yep.
Because people, you know, and that's why we're in this career. You know, we still see the good in people, despite things that they have done or they're going through. I feel like all people are good. So, no, that's kind of why the wheels are turning in my head. I'm like, this is
thinking
good
about
stuff. Like, it's related to, yeah.
Well, right when he introduces them to the house, and he's like, "Oh, you're my fellow sociopaths," and right, you've been deemed sociopaths. I'm like, Jesus Christ, man, just a bunch of hurt, insecure people. But you know, I mean, obviously they've robbed a lot of money. I remember watching this funny story. So I watched this in the car while eating a burrito.
Oh my God.
So my car has like that automatic pilot thing, so I can set my tablet up on the steering wheel and then or up on the dashboard and watch TV while I'm driving. Yeah. Yeah. Well, you know,
is it supposed to be a good story?
Yeah. Well, you know, I mean, it was good for the pod. So,
hey, you know what? I wasn't even driving my car.
I remember eating the burrito while watching this.
By the way, we don't endorse that, guys.
Yeah, we do. Drive your car, both hands on the wheel, unless you got autopilot.
No, I'm just kidding.
Don't watch Netflix while you're driving cross country. It's not ideal.
Not good. Well,
yeah,
you'll experience it soon, Spencer.
Oh God, yeah. Dom is gonna freak out. It's fine.
Yeah.
It's like, why? Why'd you do that? All right. So both of you talk about, you know, seeing the good in people and everything like that. Yeah. But I feel like there's the other side of that, right? Like you can also see the bad side of people too. And some people where you're like, you know, people are redeemable, but then you also can see like some other people are just kind of putting on a front of goodness, right? Just like the guinea pig was, He was putting on that front, and everybody supposedly loved him, while they hated the other guys because they were outwardly bad in a way. Quotations again, outwardly bad. So what do you think about when you see somebody and, they're kind of putting on that front? Like, what do you kind of think inside your minds when you see that type of person, kind of like the guinea pig?
They're a fraud.
Sure. Yeah. All right. Yeah. And what do you usually do to, like, not combat it, but like kind of reverse it on them? We'll say that. Reverse card. Uno.
It depends on the context. Like, are we talking about a client? Are we talking about a colleague? Are we talking about a friend, family member?
Doesn't really matter.
Yeah. If
Whatever
you have a
story
context
comes
to it,
first.
go for it. Yeah.
For me, I feel like I have a couple of people that I work with that are like that.
Mm-hmm.
For me, it's like I kind of just keep my distance or create a boundary. Like, I'll reciprocate, the same level of respect and generosity, but at the same time, it's like I know there's something underneath that, and it's like it's not for me to explore because that's not why I go to work type thing. But for me, I just create a boundary, like just keep everything simple and easygoing, easy peasy. Not to create like any unnecessary tension, but yeah, it's like that we all had that one person that that's at work, that's the goody two shoes and doing everything to please the supervisor or kiss ass. I'm not that person. I come to my job, go home. I don't need the extracurricular stuff. So for me, creating boundaries, especially with family members, toxic. I don't know if you guys have any experiences with that, but for me, creating boundaries, like I can fuck with you, but from afar.
Right.
From afar.
Over there.
We'll check ins, but from afar.
Gotcha. All right. All right. Nazir?
Yeah, I mean, I think I see those people at work. I see them in my office. In my office, I'm working with them, trying to teach them cognitive empathy, how to be better humans and why they should be better humans. I'm trying to teach a lot of my students how to be better communicators, better lovers in their partners, with their partners. I mean, they might be in them too. I'm sorry.
You just stop setting rules and then automatically breaking them. Like, damn,
I feel
dude.
like I want
that's
to
all
now.
you, bro.
I want to more now because the rules. There's very rare people that they're just straight up shitty, villainous, antisocial, narcissistic, villains. We've talked about on almost all of our pods with any villain. We're like, they usually start pretty good, messed up stuff happens, villain story arc.
Right.
The guinea pig probably was a decent dude. Then the meteor happened. Then he got super greedy and thought, this is how I could take advantage. Then becomes like this little sociopath that wants to take over the world with 1 million guinea pigs.
Yeah.
Kind of weird. You rarely run into it till it's too late. Rarely will you see people actually acting like that and then know that they're demonic behind them. But you do see it here and there. People will expose their hand or they'll stab you in the back at work or family members. The little backstabby shit goes on. So like Vic said, set boundaries, kind of know what's going on. Know that if they betray your trust or say something that you said in confidence to someone else. So I'm trying to teach my neurodivergent folks listening to the pod. If they don't respect your boundaries, if they're using you physically, mentally, sexually, emotionally, repeatedly, and then you're not getting any beneficence out of anything. I'm not saying that relationships are supposed to be like beneficence all the time, but it needs to be reciprocal. Give and take, give and take. So if you feel like your boundaries are getting pushed or you're getting taken advantage of, let's say if you see them hurting or saying something nasty to someone in the store or talking a lot of nasty stuff to you about some other people, like just being really negative, really nasty, gossiping a lot, you should know that maybe this person is kind of sus. And maybe they're saying shit like this about you when they're hanging out with their friends or family members, coworkers. And so I'll distance myself. You know, I know my coworkers aren't watching this, maybe one or two, but you know, I don't want to go to some of these get-togethers and shindigs and parties because I'm like, some of y'all are kind of mean, and
Right.
I'm just like, I don't see the point. It's y'all are no, I don't fuck with you. Uh,
Right.
and since it's not part of my job description, and I know it's not going to affect me and my outcomes and clients, then I'm not going to do it. If I did think it was going to affect me, then maybe I would do it. I think the guinea pig is what pisses me off the most. It's someone that's acting good and then using people. I think of this character as the uber rich politicians, people that put on the show that they're altruistic, that they're pure on both sides, on all the fucking sides. People with power, money, and influence, they tend to put on this show. Networks, news outlets, social media, they'll it's the rich people that control most of it. I'm not trying to go conspiracy right here, but it's very affluent companies that control things that end up getting you to think that, you know, it's black on white, or to get you to think that it's, you know, this on this sexuality, or get you to think that middle class should be mad at the poor people. And it's like, well, where does this all come from? Where do we get this programming from? That's what I thought about when I saw the guinea pig. I'm looking at like, well, isn't this a fucking puppeteer right here? And it's telling all the others that are like these poor kind of adolescent youths in my mind, like, I'm going to teach you, and then uses them. I'm like, Vic, you know about the correction facilities. It almost feels like a correction facility. Like they're in the prison system trying to get better, but technically the guinea pig's just using them to keep their numbers up, or using them for the slave labor that's in the prison system. So I'm like, this isn't an equal relationship.
Right.
As Vic said, boundaries, kind of see what they're doing, how they're treating you, see how they're treating others, see how they're treating other people that are disabled, LGBTQ, other racial minorities, see how they treat other oppressed people. See if you take some of your neurotypical friends around some of your neurodivergent friends, see how they act. Do they act real sus? Do they act kind of grossed out? Do they act like ashamed or embarrassed in front of your friends? If they do, that person's a little sus now.
Oh, I'm glad you said that.
Go ahead.
Spouse, his female friend had a female friend who adopted her niece. She clearly has the mother, which would have been her brother. I think she was on drugs or something. Very beautiful child, but she's a little delayed. You know, she's got some impairments. And his friend was like, I didn't like how she was like all hugged up on my child and blah blah blah. And I'm like, she's obviously different, and maybe that's how she expresses herself because she's nonverbal. So maybe, you
Oh,
know, touching a child, that's her way of expressing like I like you. But she felt kind of grossed out about it. I'm like, come on, like you can't have your kid hanging out with this other kid if it makes you feel uncomfortable or you feel a certain type of way and you're saying these things behind that person's back. That sucks because it's like, well, what are you saying about my kid when I'm not around? I know. So my kid fucks up and does something. I don't wait. I say, nope, don't do that right now. Or you need to go apologize. So it makes me feel a certain type of way when people are around other people who have kids who have disabilities or things like that, and they're just, you know, oh yeah, I support you, blah blah blah. But then behind closed doors, it's a totally different story. So I have a problem with that. It's like be consistent,
be
okay,
authentic.
or don't be around because or learn how like okay, well, ask questions. Why is it that she does that? What are you doing to get help, or you know what services are being offered instead of I don't like that, it makes me feel weird, it's you know that's not right type thing. I personally couldn't be friends with someone like that if my child had a disability like that and they're saying these things about me. I don't know if the other person knows, but if I knew about it, I totally wouldn't have that person around my kid because
Yep.
he's honestly got some learning and growing to do. So I don't know. It just that kind of rubbed me the wrong way. And like I said, beautiful little girl, but she's got some learning disabilities and she's nonverbal. So she's delayed and behind, and her way of expressing appreciation or friendship is being close. Like she's touchy feely. Like she likes to give her friends hugs. I don't see anything wrong with that. But some people are kind of like about it. So
who knows? They want to protect their kid. They're worried about maybe some type of sexual assault or something like that. But if it's little kids and they're just hugging each other, it's not a big deal.
right.
Right. It's not like it's an adult or an adolescent doing that. Then I could see where you could be scared. But yeah, some people get really worried about certain things.
Mm-hmm.
Some people are just very judgy about the normal way to act, the normal quotations, normal way to act. I think it's interesting when we're trying to teach kids to be good, right? A lot of the books and literature is like, instead of shaming them, the kids, or instead of like taking things away, spanking and all this stuff, you're supposed to like incorporate this is a good person. So if you want to be a good person, then this is how we act because we want to be a good person. So it's trying to teach them through mirroring what good people are, mirroring what I want to be a good person, because we all want to be a good person and get affirmed and validated. So this is how you do it. And so there's a lot of studies showing that this is how this is the way. And so I do that with a lot of my clients. Like, you want to be a good man? This is the way. You want to be a good partner? This is the way. You want to be a good friend? This is the way.
It's like I'm in the Mandalorian right now.
I'm trying to tell you, this is the way.
This is the way.
Yes, you got to do it. And it's hard work being a good person. There it is. Way. This is the way. It's not easy shit. Being a good person is not easy. No. Someone held the door open for me the other day. And so, of course, then they were going to walk out. I'm like, oh, shit, now I got to hold it for you. So I'm like, all right. I walked over and held it.
Yes, sir.
Yep. I got tip.
I think also, though, people want to, people think that in order for people to change, they need to have an epiphany of just, and it's going to just pop up of any random thing. I don't think that's the case. I think a lot of people need a lot more structure and just willpower to really change themselves, because changing who you are takes a lot of work to do.
Yep.
And it's not just gonna happen out of nowhere. You're not just gonna all of a sudden be like, well, I guess I'll need to change. It's just not how it works. So, and and it's kind of like we see in this movie with the wolf, right? Although he does technically have that epiphany, does take work. Yeah, it takes work for him to do it, because he still kind of wants to go back to that lifestyle because it's easy for him to do it, because that's where he's accepted at. He's accepted that he is a bad guy, or people deem him a bad guy. So then all of a sudden now that's easy for him to go back into those, those bad ways, quote unquote. And so I don't know. I just think people think it's just going to happen out of nowhere, but it's not. You gotta, actually put in your work if you want to change who you are. And if you don't like who you are, then, do what you can to actually change it. It's a vague thing, but, take the steps you need to get to that point.
Spence, there was a human talked to me. He said, I'm worried about this person.
Mm-hmm.
Said, yeah, worried about him too. I'm not worried about him any death or anything like that, but I'm worried about them. I said, I'm not worried about. And you talk about more sad shit than anyone. You'll be fine. I think you will have happiness in abundance when you leave this place. Well, you will be, by this place, it just mean institution, school. You'll be happy. I can tell why, because you're good people and you're just so easy to love. Just so everyone loves you. Everyone here, everyone that talks, it's just so easy. So as soon as you recognize it, which will be soon, you'll be good. And then you said, but it's the other person. I said, the other person, I think they're going to live a hard life. I think they will be miserable for a long time because they're trapped in their own prison. And I'm sorry to say it, but I think they will be miserable. And the human looks at me like, my God, I can't believe you said that. I said, I'm just letting you know the truth. There's some people that you can tell are going to change because they want to, and they're going to do the shit. They might not do it all quick. Not all my clients and people I work with and mentor do it quick, but they're on that path.
No. Right.
Some of them, you're like,
Lost cause.
We just ain't gonna do shit.
Yeah.
And then you're gonna get mad at me when I try and, you know, navigate these waters. So we just gonna stay stubborn and okay. Oh, okay. Select words. So then you know, of course I send some emails and then I figure out some things and I start being intellectual Dr. Nas, and then I'm starting to grind on some things and figure out what's going on. Because some people just articulate themselves in the written word. And so now we're exchanging emails. Now we're getting somewhere. But the stubbornness is unprecedented for some people, Spencer.
Yeah.
I gave a presentation, Spence, a couple weeks ago to some of my fraternities and sororities. And we talked about me being angry. And being more like violent and volatile. So I talked about it. It wasn't when I got kicked out of school and arrested that I was like, oh, I need to change. I'm like, I'm fine.
Right.
It was when I told people I was playing basketball and one of my boys, you know, he's showboating because I was locking him up. So then I started showboating. So then he really started showboating. And then, you know, I pushed his ass into the pole and he hit his head. I was like, okay. I'm ready to fight now. I'm like, what's up now? I'm like, shit, you can come get it now if you want it. Because I'm ready to fight. Because at that point in time, I'm kind of depressed always, kind of angry. And sadly, I enjoy taking an ass whooping. It's a weird thing about me, but I don't mind an ass whooping. I'm not afraid of it. And so I'm ready to fight. I turn my back knowing he's coming at me. Knowing I'm walking off the court now because I know I fucked up. I know I messed up. I'm walking off the court. I'm done. He walks up on me. I'm like, here it is. Taps on my shoulder. He's like, hey, man, I don't know what's wrong with you. Here's your backpack. If you need to talk, holler at me. In my mind, I'm just like, fuck you, you piece of shit. I took my backpack, drank some water, left. Called him a couple days later. I'm like, I don't know what's wrong with me. He's like, you could have hurt me, bro. And I was like, I know I could have hurt you. That could have really fucked up a lot of things. Why I tell you this? Because for me, it was an epiphany in that moment that like, I got to stop this. But I had seen the trajectory. There were so many other volatile things that have happened over the years. In course of time, I'm too grown for this. I'm in graduate school. I can't be doing this. So you're right. It's not an epiphany, but there was little ones that were seen there. Yeah. I just never took the shot. As me and you joke around in the last pod, things can always get worse.
Yes, it can always get worse.
And do you want to finally change what? When you're getting divorced? Do you want to finally change when you drop out of school or when you're drunk or when you wake up in a jail cell or, you know, when do you want to change? Where's your rock bottom? My rock bottom is seeing the face he made where he was like disgusted and like saddened for me. I've seen that face many times in my life and I saw it again and I was like, fuck. If he would have yelled at me, I could have demonized him and been mad at him. He treated me with love and kindness. And then I was like, what am I? I'm a piece of shit.
Right.
So that's why we talk to clients and instead of telling them what to do all the time, they're like, Nas, I already know what to do. You don't need to tell me what to do. I don't need advice or solutions on what to do. I already know what to do. I've already fucked it up. I hate myself. That's why I'm sitting here talking to you. You don't have to rub it in my face. And so I stopped providing solutions a long time ago until they ask for it, until I ask and they give consent. So venting's a powerful tool. But yeah, you just said the epiphany thing. I was like, yeah, you're right. It's really not just like magical. It's an accumulation of fuck ups.
Yeah, it's a buildup of something and seeing how it affects the people around you. I think that's also the big thing is seeing how it affects people around you. I think a lot of people that don't change are the people that don't see how it affects those around them. And yeah, like
and it's not that they don't care. They just don't notice.
Yeah, they just don't see it, or maybe it could be they just don't want to see it at all. Like they just are like, I'm gonna act the way I want to act because that's just how I feel, right? And I don't really care if this hurts anybody else. That's how it is. And I think that honestly, when you when you have that mentality, it's hard for you to change anything at all because you're just so wrapped up in yourself and what you're doing instead of trying to take a little bit of what others think of you. Don't get me wrong, having like a mentality of, having some, being a little cocksure of yourself and, having some, I don't even know. I can't even figure out the word right now. Swag, anything like that, right? Anything. Feeling yourself is not a bad thing, but at the same time, you also have to make sure that you're treating other people around you with respect and that you're actually, showing love to those people instead of just yourself. You put 100 yourself, you put 100% into yourself, that's all you're going to get in return. It's just being by yourself. That's how it goes. That's how I see it, at least.
I wonder some. I'm gonna ask both of you a question, and I'll bring it back to me. Start off with Vic. One of those moments when your tail's wagging, like in the movie, when you know you've been a good boy, good girl. One of those moments. Is it with clients? Is it with your kids that you get those epiphanies of like, I did good. I'm a good person. Look at me doing shit.
Right.
I would have to say, my work with the clients I do intakes on, like when someone's like, "Oh my God, you've been so helpful today," or lately, what's been happening over the last couple of months is I've been having people come in for intakes whose lives mirror things that I've experienced, whether that's with the cancer, going through a divorce, a disgruntled spouse, all the above. Like when I say like people coming in, I'm like, ooh, this is some countertransference shit right here. Like, and I can't say, oh, I can't see this person because they remind me too much of my own shit. It's like I got to put my shit in the back burner and get through it, and then I have to kind of dissect through it after meeting with them. But the takeaway is when I meet with these individuals and they're telling me, unprompted, like, you've been very helpful and it was a pleasure speaking with you. Sometimes I have breakout sessions during the intakes. It's not supposed to happen, but people want to vent. And for people to feel comfortable talking to me and sharing personal things and they've never met me for the first time,
it's pretty cool.
That is like rewarding. That I can create such a safe space in a short amount of time and get all this information within an hour and a half. So for me, it's like, at the end of the day, it's like, okay, I did good. I did some good today. Like, I did my job, but I also did some good behind it. Not just I'm here to collect a paycheck, but I actually helped someone today. So for me, it's very rewarding. Even when I do therapy, which I haven't done a little bit, but when I get that feedback from clients and they're like, this has been a great experience and you've been very helpful, that really is like very rewarding over anything else because it's like, all right, I feel like I'm fulfilling my purpose and doing what I'm meant to do. So, and then like just with my kids, like when they're doing something or getting feedback from Lily's teacher, like, oh, she's such a great kid and she's very helpful and kind. I'm like, all right, I'm doing something right. I got work to do on myself, but I'm doing something right because I'm hearing the feedback from my, from my kid, my kid's teacher or just people that interact with her, like, she's such a great kid and she's always doing the right thing. And I'm just like, all right, I'm doing good. I'm doing good.
You're doing good. What about you, Spence? When you get that tail waggy feeling?
I would say usually when, like, it's a few different ways. One is probably whenever I'm like with Dom and she's just always happy to see me and anything like that. Just kind of doing like little things with her, and then where she's like, "Oh my gosh, thank you." I'm like, "Yeah,
I did that."
Yes, I did that. Also for me, like I love giving out gifts.
Oh yeah.
And it's like not just like random gifts. Like I usually do something that fits that person and I know they're gonna really enjoy it. For example, I got Dom for her, I think it was either her birthday or Christmas. I got her a Harry Potter trunk.
Oh yeah.
a Harry Potter trunk with all this different stuff. It even had like the little Hogwarts letter of acceptance and stuff into it. And I just saw that on Instagram one time. I was like, that's gonna be perfect for her. I know she's gonna love that. She loves Harry Potter. But yeah, it's stuff like that, just like little things that really get me to, get excited to see somebody's reaction. Or just myself. Like sometimes even when I buy, I'm just like, I know they're gonna fucking love this gift.
Yep.
I know they're gonna love it. So it's like that. And even but I will say you're the worst reaction I could ever get. I could get you something so perfect, like, thanks, man. I'm like,
or I just complain about it. That's all I ever do.
Yeah, like, oh, really? Like, look at the stitching's coming out. I'm like, oh, fucking asshole.
I've never said that.
Sorry, it's not another plush doll, you fuck.
You finish that sentence.
Yeah. I want to.
I know you do.
Doing it for you.
I'm sorry, he bought me a Big Hero 6 backpack, and I look like a big ass baked potato with a piece of sour cream on my back.
It is so perfect. You love Baymax.
It is.
And it even has like the little "How are you feeling today?" face ratings on it.
No, it's good.
Perfect for you.
If I
and yet he's just like, whatever.
Well, I'm slowly losing weight, and so I feel like I can wear it now. Maybe before it fit on me like a freaking dog collar. I feel like he was gonna put a leash on me and walk me around Disney.
Jesus Christ.
Jesus. Yeah, he's my man. All right.
Oh my God. All right.
No, I get you. I've seen you give gifts. Oh yeah, no, you definitely enjoyed that. It's a thing.
Yeah. Oh, and especially like with Salim or anything, he's always just like, thanks, man. Like,
geeked up.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, he gets geeked up too.
Or like, I was gonna say when we wanted to play that card game, or I wanted to play that card game with him, right? And Dom was just like exhausted, and I was like, bro, let's play the card. And then she stayed up for like another hour and a half to play the game with us.
Yeah, because she gets tired like
she got wonky.
Quick.
Yeah, she was.
Yep. And so, but yeah, that was awesome. And then he was just think about it, and like with bowling too. Like we went bowling. That was really fun, right? We all went bowling together. And the thing is like Salim he doesn't do it like on purpose, but he kind of talks shit, but like in a way where it's like a nice talking shit. He's just like, wow, that was good. I'm like, being sarcastic?
Oh no, he'll come at you too. Yeah, he'll come at you.
He's like, oh, you kind of missed that one there. I was like, all right, dog. All right, man. I see you. I'm gonna take away that Pizza Planet shirt. I got you. Piece of shit.
It's a thing. I think that gets my tail wagging the most is when I'm talking shit to students in these presentations. I mean, I'm up there. I'm talking. I mean, I did it last week on a Wednesday, Vic. I did a presentation on a Wednesday. My boss came in my office twice on Thursday. I thought I was fired both times. I'm like, oh damn, they got me. The mother.
You finally got me.
They finally got me, didn't they? I'm in there having so much fun, and I tell the boys at the end, I said, I don't really know if there's like a meaning and point to life. And I said, Robin Williams, had this thing about making people laugh, and at the end, right, he's very sad, committed suicide, and I said, I don't really see me moving forward in life if I can't make people smile. Period. I life's got all this cool stuff and family, blah, 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 trips. But like the ability to make someone laugh and like just crack up and like almost throw up, there's nothing better than that. There's nothing better than seeing someone in the crowd you're talking to laugh and smile, enjoy. And then you get all these emails about people wanting to sign up for therapy, men that have never attempted therapy. And now I've gotten out of 30 men I talked to in the fraternity the other day, like 4 or 5 have signed up. They wouldn't have. They wouldn't have. And so that is
I get chills. I got to see that. Like I feel that
energizing. You have no idea what it is to me to work my magic. And then I remember one point the boy was like, well, how do you get men to talk about things like this? So I said some jokes and I said, this boy over here, I don't fuck with this boy over here. And they're like, this the one, he made me come to this event. The Tony boy? Yeah, I don't like Tony. I was asleep before this and I just got done eating my food. And now I'm sitting here talking to y'all. It's at 8 o'clock at night. Fuck y'all. And then they're like, damn, so Tony depressed? Fuck him. But if your boy Bobby depressed, talk to Bobby. Crack a beer over and talk. You can talk to Bobby, let Bobby cry. Tony?
Don't even look at Tony. Just put him in the corner. Tony, look at the corner.
You know what? You should be depressed, you ugly mother. And so they laughed. And so they said, nah, all that's good and fun and this and that. And I said, you know what? How I break the stigma is I tell you about, when I was in pain. And so I told Spencer in a couple podcasts, I talk about mom and some family members that passed away, and then I shed a tear, and they see like humanity. I let people see my humanity in the stories, and in there's like some wonderful magic that happens that people are like paying attention. I did another outreach recently. It did not go well. First time I've ever had an outreach that did not go well, not because of me. They were just very immature. They weren't paying attention and just talking and gabbing. And so I could never connect all the material because they were just talking like little kids.
Wow.
I was like, what is going on right now? It was one of the most horrific things I've seen. It was embarrassed for them and the other people that wanted to learn. So I didn't leave that with that euphoric, good person. I did something. People are happy. I didn't leave with it that day. Sad. I was actually very angry that day. They wasted the time in there that someone probably needed to heal, to be less suicidal, less depressed, to help their children. What Vic said, today someone said in therapy, dude, last time we met, I was good. I'm like, damn, you just, whatever we talked about, I was left just feeling good. I'm like, damn, I cured your ass. Been baptized by Jesus. Yep.
My God. You just can't stop, can you? Okay, all right. So we've been alluding to this the whole podcast. You have told us, like, we need to chill a little bit. I got some jobs coming, you know what I'm saying? Chill. All right. This whole podcast, you have been going off. Like, you just brought up baptized somebody for Jesus. Bro.
They baptized in the spirit of the goodness of therapy.
Yes, this is a Christian spectrum podcast. We're on the spectrum and Christian. Bring your ass in it.
Oh, it's like his convenience. Korean and Christian. And cool Korean Christian boy.
Autistic Christian. That's it.
I'm not condoning. Wait a minute. Condoning Christian? No, I don't even know what to say. I'm done. Stab.
We don't condone stabbing on these podcasts. Every podcast we got to talk about, we don't like stabbing people, even though. Yeah, exactly.
It was just fun, man. It was awesome. I'm like, damn, I really helped you out with that, because sometimes I'm like thinking that your OCD is like never going to be cured and you'll die alone. All right, onward.
So,
we got
all right. Now I gotta ask, what character? I'm gonna start with Vic first. What character? You've seen the movie, right? You know the characters. What character would you say you kind of connect with? Okay, there you go.
I'm joking. I called you a snake.
Damn. Shit. Not even that snake in the movie. Just a snake. Jesus. Burmese python. God damn.
I'm trying to think. Which one do I identify with the most?
Yeah.
I want to say the shark.
Damn, the shark. I was gonna say the shark technically because it's the guy, Craig Robinson.
Yeah, Craig Robinson. Yeah.
You like the shark, huh?
Shark. Nice.
Shark.
Fair enough.
Any background reason why you're the shark? Because he's fuddy duddy?
It's cool. It's cool.
So So I can identify with the sense of humor.
Okay.
And I mean, we're all human, so we all have our bad moments and things like that. But like how they did the exercise and the snake is supposed to give him the push pop, and the shark's like, I'm waiting, like kind of antagonize him a little bit. I feel like I do that from time to time. It's like, I can be good, but also I can be bad. And the antagonizing piece, I do that. Kind of, poke and prod a little bit.
Yep.
Like the shark.
I love to do it with my clients. Like, you're a piece of shit, right? And they just look at you with fear.
Never tell me not to act a certain way on the podcast again, because you're just gonna fucking do it.
Your mama don't love you, right?
Oh my
god. Spencer, this is all good stuff. This I can't get canceled for this stuff.
Oh, shut the fuck up. Yes, you can.
Hey, we do have a snowflake generation.
Well, is it because I'm white?
No.
That's fucked up.
The generation.
God damn. Don't talk to me. I'm mixed, all right? It's different.
Spence, what do you identify as?
Probably the snake, honestly. I don't like sharing nothing. It's all mine. It's all mine. My sense. Push pop.
Yeah.
Seriously, I don't like it when people ask me to borrow something. I'm just like, why? Like, it's mine. What are you doing? That's my stuff. Don't do it. No, I don't like people borrow. I'll buy you something. I will not let you borrow my shit. That's just how it goes.
I see that.
Like people want to borrow like some of my video games and stuff, and I'm just like, especially in like when I was in middle school and high school, like it was like, yeah, we could swap like these games, it'd be fine. I played the game, it was shit, and I was just like, I want my game back, bro. Like,
Jesus, he's been traumatized ever since.
This is bullshit.
He lost all trust for men at that point. That's when he knew men were sus.
Oh my God. Yeah, it was men. No, yeah. Yeah, women don't steal anything. You're right. You're right.
Just your heart.
Just your manhood.
Yeah.
Oh, there go my dick and balls. There they go.
Oh man, we had a good pod going.
Oh well, it's time.
It's fine.
But yeah, so, and also like if I have like strangers in my house, like random people and something, I don't want them going near any of my stuff at all. I'm just like, I don't know you. I don't know what you're trying to do here.
Yeah, he's very protective, but he's also, as you see in the show, he just wants to love his best friend. So if his best friend would have told him, hey man, we going good, then Snake probably would have been cool with it. I love the story arc of Snake at the end on how he turns around and then ends up setting up the guinea pig. It's quite wonderful. We got a bunch of reels that have already pre-chopped up for this. So we got a bunch of good reels with everyone in here.
Nice.
For me, I had said the guinea pig.
And
then
you disagreed with that.
You disagreed and you said the wolf. And I was like, fuck.
That's right. Way to go. Way to see yourself as a guy who looks like he's good, but really bad. It's just like, you're such a fucking asshole.
Yep. Well, I was thinking that he was the therapist trying to teach them. So in the moment, I was like him, but also like kind of shitty.
In that scene, yes, but he was also doing it for his own benefit.
Correct.
Instead, you are more like the wolf because he's trying to teach his friends to be good,
a better way,
for the right reasons. Instead,
well, you might be a little wrong.
Here we go.
Because me and the army of neurodivergent people will take over the galactic empire, the empire. No, the galactic world. The multiverse.
Stutter through the whole speech.
Yeah. We're gonna take over the population.
Like, I'm not gonna say it. I was gonna say something. I'm not gonna say it.
The only picture I saw in the new episode of The Mandalorian, there was that green seaweed looking dude.
Yeah, the pirate captain. Yeah.
He looked like a big pile of seaweed. Yeah. He was so creepy though. Like, he creeped me the hell out.
Yeah.
Well, I feel like that'd be me. I'm taking over everything. And then he just goes down with the ship. Randomly, the ship has a steering wheel. Like a pirate.
Hey, it's a pirate ship, bro. It's a pirate ship. That's how it goes.
Yeah, I saw a bunch of people like, why is there a pirate steering wheel on a spaceship?
Hey, he went all out. He was like, it's like, were there even pirates in this fucking universe?
Yeah, is there a rudder that we're turning? Like, why are we turning a?
Why do we have an anchor? We're in the air.
We're literally in the air. All right, we just nerded out about Star Wars.
Yeah.
Sorry,
it's fine. It's fine.
But yeah, you're right. Good dude that was bad at times, and was like super, super good, and loves to be affirmed and validated. Loves to have people kind of pat me on the back and maybe itch the back of my neck and play with my shoulder hair.
God, hey, any of you ladies out there, he's got shoulder hair, not back hair, shoulder hair. It's all smooth down the back.
Just gets stuck right in it. But you're right. I agree with that assessment.
Dandruff. How does someone's shoulder hair have dandruff? Makes no sense.
Well, man, I'm dried out, man. It's from the one shower a year I take.
Oh.
Vic just went, oh.
Ooh. His back hair smells like cottage cheese melted in the sun.
Oh,
Jesus.
Ugh. Is your back spoiled? What the hell?
Did someone just melt cheese on you?
Is your back a grill? What is it? Just cook up some burgers.
Just walking on Five Guys? Okay.
Extra onions, please.
Yeah. Can I get some curlies in mine? Okay, completely off the rails. I love this scene so much. I love the show so much, especially the ending. Like I had said, I feel like all of us can see ourselves in these characters, vibing with friends, loved ones, romantic partners. A lot of good things that you can take for this. So a lot of my neurodivergent folks, what's the diagnosis? Well, he ain't got one.
All right.
I was going to say Wolf probably has unspecified trauma disorder based on some of the social norms he's facing. Obviously, current racism, the racism and some of that stuff that has morphed his personality into believing that he is something. And then you can also tie in his gender and his masculinity into not being vulnerable, not expressing himself. Prolonged, probably institutionalized, isolated, alone, depressed, suicidal. There is no point probably moving forward to his life. He's already feeling empty. Because all the shit that he's doing, he feels empty. He has his homies. There's something sus, something wrong. Unspecified trauma-related disorder based on the things that I said. Treatment plan for him and the homies is show them the way. They need to build good friends, networks, therapy to process some things. They need a chance. They need the resources, like Vic was saying. Like, okay, what are we doing to get these people the resources? You can't expect like some of these folks, oh, good luck with your shit, even though you got a learning disability and you ain't got no food and you can't afford rent. But, good luck, Everything's equal in America because you got public school. You ain't got no books in your school. You're getting, your lunch got roaches on it. So that's kind of where I went with that. Treatment plan is resources, socializing, building up some of these skills, seeing that you're a good person, meeting good people. Like one of my boys said, well, how do you get men to talk about emotions and mental health? I said, if you can't get no one to talk about it, then you need to be it. You need to be the person. If you can't find no good people, you need to be it. So I think that's where we start. First thing is first, you need to find a mentor and a therapist or just someone to chat with.
Right.
Obviously, one of the big things that made him change the wolf was the fox. So it's like a love thing.
What is love?
We like that word.
I like the
That's right.
platonic love.
Ugh. You're like, this ain't a thing. It's kind of a thing, but not a thing. You know,
Yeah.
keep it there.
I
Keep it.
love the person you are. I'm not in love with you.
I can't wait till you say that to somebody and then get immediately smacked. And you're like, damn it, that's my love language. Shit.
Getting slapped.
Oh,
It rough.
Girl, I take a beating now.
hey, you know I like it, so don't do that.
Yeah, don't tell me what a good time now.
All right. I think we can call it.
Vic, we can call it. Vic, you got anything to add? Any toppings, any dressing, any great poupon?
Any sprinkles?
You know, like when you get to go to the ice cream store and then you get to put all the shit on it and then you end up putting too much shit on it? You got any extra stuff?
Yeah.
Ice cream store.
We got it, you fucking idiot. We got it. The toppings. Yes, we got it. Jeez. You know how you put the things on the ice cream?
I was poor, man. We didn't get to go to the store.
I think for me, and watching this clip, this segment, and we kind of talked about it briefly, like existentialism. It's like the meaning of, like, how would you want, like, if we were to perish tomorrow, how would you want to be remembered, or did you feel like you fulfilled your role in life? Did you feel like you good to people on your time on Earth? So for me, I would kind of leave with that, like, you want to leave the Earth knowing that you did good, that you left something good behind, or that the next person that you affected, or whether that's your spouse or significant other or kids or a friend or family member, like, did you do good by them? Did you help them out where you helped? Then that's all I have. Like, how do you want to leave? How do you want to live before you leave?
Vic, so would you consider things a success right now for you in your life? Based on the things that you've done, accomplishments, or just your mark, would your mark be a happy one?
And then would you want to build off that? Like, what would you want to do to build off that if, in fact, you haven't gotten to the things that you wanted to do the most?
Good question.
I don't think I'm there yet. I think I still have more good to do.
Okay.
I'm on the right path, the right track. Although I've been through some shit myself personally, but I feel like the shit that I've been through and sharing those experiences with other people. And I could honestly say, you know, being personable with people I've come in contact with, whether doing an intake or therapy, just giving them some brief description about me, like, oh, I've been through this situation myself. That's very helpful, because then we're not seen as these people on this high pedestal. It's like, I'm coming down to your level. You know, I've been through something similar. So I do have some sort of understanding. So for me, no, I don't think I'm done yet. I think I'm just beginning. And I hope that I can continue the journey as long as possible.
Wonderful. I'm glad actually you brought that up, because you know we were going to maybe gloss over it and I forgot. Human said, "Now, how do you know what path to take? How do you know that I chose the right path? Like, these paths, like, is there more than one, and which one is the right one? It's like, how do you know I'm living a good life, or I'm living the right life? Like, how do I know if I'm living the right way?" I was like, how the fuck do I know? I'm just being honest. I'm like, and he took it for real. I said it just like that. I said, brother, how the fuck do I know? My path is not yours. The way I operate is not the way that you would. I may see certain ways on how friends or family members are operating their life, and you know, I might like intrusively judge. It's not my life. So there's a scene in Loki where the multiverse starts to crack and split and it starts to diverge and all this crazy shit is happening. I feel like that's my life. It starts here, one sprout, and then a bunch of things happen and it could shatter and go in a million different ways. I do feel like eventually though, all of them come back and converge into like just a couple possibilities. So I said, you know, I used to ask my father, man, it would have been nice to have been a doctor and then gone into psychiatry. Like I could have did it. I could go back and do it. It would have been nice that if, you know, you weren't arrested and we didn't live poor. I could have grew up with you in money and been in a good school, private school, and I could have been these things. And he said, you also could have been a piece of shit. He said, let's be honest, you would have been rolling around with me, making money and hustling. He said, you probably wouldn't have been the man that you are today if you would have been rolling with me. You just wouldn't. And I'd probably be using my skills of talking, Spence, to in sales and business, and I would just be hustling money. I don't feel like I would be a good person. I feel like I'd be more narcissistic, self-centered.
Well, that's like the great thing about Pops too, is that he has a lot of good self-reflection.
Yep.
On everything, and he also sees like, yeah, man, like maybe we wouldn't have done great things. Like maybe monetarily you would have been well off and everything like that, but
as a person,
when
maybe
it comes,
not.
yeah, as a person on an emotional level, could have been just easily a piece of shit. And that's kind of like always towing that line of like, you could always just be a piece of shit for like an action that you do, and it always how you react to what you do, like if it's good or bad, and then how you react to that, I think really goes a long way.
You just never know. It can diverge. I said, you know, what if I stayed playing football because I was a legit good football player, and maybe I could have played all 4 years, and then there's some boys that play center and guard that are my size, and some of my friends were playing some professional ball, and I probably would have been brain dead in a couple years too after that. So I guess you just really don't know. The path is what I'm on. I didn't think about going to a new job in Texas, but there's a chance it may happen because before I was all in on Detroit. And now who just knows? And I just stopped trying to guess now, and just it is what it is. But my mind's always trying to find the divergence in conversations specifically. So a lot of autistic people will visualize and mental reps everything that they're going to have a conversation with. So they'll be like, oh, okay, I'm going to talk to Spence today. I know what you're probably going to say. I know what I'm going to say. I know what you're going to say after what I say. And then it just keeps going and going and going. So after I had this interview on Friday, I dissociated probably most of the weekend. Like I was completely gone in Looney Tunes. My father would just look at me in my room and I'd just be like,
that's my boy.
That's my boy.
That's my boy right there.
Yeah, that's my man. That's my man's right there.
Look at you, you dumb face. That's my son.
That he did it.
He taking care of me.
You know?
Like, oh,
I was so out on left field, man. I'm coming up with fake conversations that are imaginary people.
I have that too, actually. I do that too sometimes. Yeah.
Yeah, imaginary conversations that'll probably never happen, but if they do, motherfucker, ready.
I'm ready.
I'm ready to talk to Bobby.
Bobby. I feel like we've been talking for years. Like I just met you. That's all right.
I was just talking to you last night, Bobby. They're like, what the?
This is the first time we have ever spoken.
It's just it's a meme of the guy from You just watching him. Hey, what up, Bobby?
Bobby.
But yeah, you know, I go on these things sometimes, man, and these different paths you just don't know.
Sure.
I told the boy, you'll go on some new paths. I want you to write some stuff down, see the ones that you could have went on. So my college students are like, you know, should I have studied harder? I was supposed to find my wife or my husband in college. And I said, well, let me tell you something. I got a lot of friends that are getting divorced right now. I got some that are on their 5th or 7th relationship, serial monogamy. I got some that are living back with their parents. I said, you know, they can shit on me, but also, you know, I'm living pretty good right now. So, you know, and I still got all my money, but then some of them lost everything now. So I feel like I'm doing pretty good. So who's to say my path ain't that bad versus their path? And he's like, well, there you go. And then he's, well, we need you to fix my brother's path because he's real depressed. I said, God damn it, you ain't paying me for that. These past things, existential things. You could start off on a weird one that veers off, and then you could always come back. You could always come back. And I think that's what we learned about this show. If you veer off the path, Vic, you can always come back.
Redemption.
Yeah, I'm glad you brought up the existential things because it's a son of a bitch. The existential issues, that's what will cause a lot of depression. Worth, value, why am I here? What's going on? What will I leave on the world? That's what the person said. I said, you would never even know that I went to this university. I said, that's majority of people. Not everyone's having this massive impact on the university level. Universities are a money grab. They're just a degree mill. They're just pumping you in and out. It's get away from that thought.
I always wonder though, it's like we always want to see how far we get in life and how we're remembered by everybody, but it's just like at some point everyone's going to forget like some part of everything. Like for example, if I watch like Back to the Future, there are kids today that are like, what the fuck is that? It's like, for me, it's like one of the greatest movies of all time, right? Back to the Future. But to other people, they're like, yeah, I've never seen it. Why would I do that? Like, I don't get it. Right? And people have already forgotten that movie. So, of course, people are going to forget. But at the same time, as long as you have people that, love you and respect you, I guess that's all that matters for me, at least. That's all I want. I just want people to love and respect. That's it.
That's what we talked about. We said experiences. I said, I know you fucked up if you're just playing video games and you're stuck in your room, going to work, playing video games in your room, going to work, playing video games in your room. Now, if you continue to do these vacations, socialize, make some more friends, be anxious as shit. I said, maybe talk to someone at the cafe. He said, Nas, I can't talk to women unless I'm drunk. I said, well, I guess you're going to one of them alcohol cafes.
Put a little vodka in your latte.
Little Irish whiskey.
Oh, top of the morning.
Almost did it.
Was it Maslow, the hierarchy? Like the top tier, the self-actualization?
Mm-hmm.
That go hand in hand with existentialism. Like, what do you want to accomplish throughout your lifetime? So that could be like a good tool to use with
that person.
With people. Yep.
I got one person, right? We talked about him a couple of weeks ago, a person that we mentor. And she had a shot at doing a PhD and or doing a job that they liked. They quit it all, moved to Seattle. They running a camp out in the mountains for kids. They said, fuck it. Because life ain't worth sitting in this building. I don't like this building. 9 to 5, I'm going to walk around in the mountains. That's good for you. I'm happy.
Yeah.
Why'd you take 2 months to tell me? You was ashamed, wasn't you? I didn't want you to ever work that job. I'm the one that told you I didn't want to didn't want you to do the PhD because I thought it'd make you depressed. So if you're happy, I'm happy.
Yeah.
Different strokes, different paths for everyone, man. Paths.
Different strokes, different folks.
Yep.
I took that way out of context.
Yeah, wow. He did.
As soon as you said different strokes, I was like, what the fuck is he talking about?
So.
That side here, you got to brush your reel.
Yeah. Oh, look at this. What the hell is this?
You got to do it real fast and slow.
It's like slow motion. Oh.
I'm about to throw up. My stomach hurts.
All right. Let's
wrap it up.
Anything else? Yeah. All right. Good. So thank you, everybody, for joining us today. We really appreciate it. Once again, hit that subscribe button down below. Yes. Also, check out our merch. We got a lot of it, and we're going to be pumping out new ideas. Yep, we have a basketball with a mouth on it. Good. That's great.
Is that on there?
No, we don't have that. He's just wearing it. For no reason, just like mental health, basketball with a mouth on it. So many jokes. I can't do them. So, all right. Thank you, Nas. Thank you, Vic, for joining us today. We really appreciate it. We have more stuff coming down the line. Keep on checking it out. Give us comments down below for what you'd like to see. I'm Spencer. This is the Different Spectrums podcast. Goodbye.
Deuces. Much love, peoples.
Peace.